Hey guys and gals, thanks for tuning in to Madzook YouTube, to youtube.com/Madzook. Appreciate you following. Today's MadzookJoe's perspective is on spirituality, and spiritual is one of the four pillars of the Madzook philosophy that I espouse and that I use in coaching and training and pretty much every part or aspect of personal development in life that I both practice and that I am a professional practitioner of, and that I suggest to others. So spirituality, what is it? Many people start to get caught up in the religion of spirituality, and don't misunderstand what I'm about to say. Religion is a very powerful spiritual aspect, and many people get their spirituality from some form or another of religion. We're not here to discuss the types of religion. It doesn't matter to us what your religious beliefs are or your dogma is. For that matter, it doesn't matter to us where you get your spiritual essence from. And this is the Madzook philosophy on spiritual development, all right? So spirituality to me is something that comes from both inside and from outside, all right? It's in the ether, but it is also omnipresent within us. And sometimes we may suppress it or we neglect it, but it seems to always be there. So I think spirituality is when we can come to a complete body experience or when we can enter an out-of-body experience. Spirituality is what allows us to motivate, what causes drive theory, what gets us to stand up when we need powerful resilience, what puts our trust in fellow man, what puts our faith in things are going to be okay, all right? So spirituality can open us up, right? And it can open our minds and the doorways, but to me it's an electricity that you get. It's an energy, and it's that good feeling when you hear a great song, or maybe you're in nature and you practice some Shirin Roku, the art of walking in the trees the Japanese like to use, and or earthing. We've discussed earthing. So anytime you get outside and you can breathe in that nature, this is a spiritual experience. You're embracing and touching other living things and exchanging energy. All right. If you go deep into the psyche, into the Western psychology practices of it, Carl Jung has what's called the unconscious collective, right? And so basically he believes that we all have this energy, and Jung went really metaphysical, and I mean he traveled into Eastern countries, and he studied at the best Western schools, and Jung really got a handle on self-discovery and his own personal development. So his position on this collective unconscious is that we are somehow all interconnected. Now, many philosophers have also opined this similar position. I would have to agree with this position, all right? While I believe we are individuals in a creature, I believe that we are all somehow connected to each other. And this is through energy and through wavelengths. And there's Reiki and Qigong and many types of modalities that adapt to these energies. And there's many types of religious dogmas that tap into these energies. So there's a variety writings and educational processes that are out there that discuss these types of community interchanges that take place. So my position on personal spirituality is that it touches your soul, that undefinable soul. It's something that excites you, but not something that excites you at the hormonal level, not something that excites you at just the physical level. Although the spiritual components will touch you physically, you are all in. You are completely in love with that person, or that was the best sex you ever had, or that was the best donut you ever ate, or you really like where you're sitting and meditating or in that tree, or you're talking to someone and they're just reaching into you, and it just seems like they're touching you in a manner that no one has ever reached you before. This is spirituality. And when we embrace spirituality, we make room that we as humans can become an expanded humanity, right? We start to find ways within ourselves to understand that there is more out there, that we are just a piece of the puzzle. And as we come to accept that we're a piece of the puzzle, we embrace our spirituality, we learn for ways to look to enhance that spirituality. So this is a development, a four-pillar development. And I believe that you need to enhance your spirituality. To do that, you have to follow the 3 steps. Self-discovery, right? What is it that you are spiritual about? You know, what excites you? What motivates you? What gives you that little hair raising on your arms? You know, do you feel it in your pit, the butterflies, you know, the good butterflies, not the, oh my God, butterflies, but the good ones, right? The, oh my God, butterflies. Do you have those? You know, is there something that sits into your, you know, just into your dantian, or really sits into one of your chakras and just excites it or opens it and embraces that experience to be something that you connect with on a full cellular level, all right? So you connect with it on a cellular level, and you connect with it on a metaphysical plane, to where it has given rise to your complete being, right? So this is spirituality. Now, some people will follow that in the teachings of, you know, I'm in Thailand, I'm at a great temple here in Doi Suthep, and so some people will follow the teachings of Buddha, and they'll look through the manuscripts and the 8, there's 8 steps, and there's many things in Buddhism that will contribute to a spiritual following. You know, I look around and I see many monks, and many, they call them novices, the young monks. And then you can go into the Catholic Church or the Christian Church, and you have the seminar, and you have these people that are preaching the gospel of their Lord, of their Jesus Christ, and they want you to believe, because, you know, that's going to save you, and you need to believe in this to have hope, right? So that causes a question. Is hope the greatest predictor of spirituality? Because while you sit and hope for something to happen one day, the truth is the results are what's measured. So is it fate? Is it a deity? Is it your spiritual essence that make it happen? Are those related? Or is it your spiritual essence what will make your fate happen? What will make that hope come to be true, right? If you take the steps to raise who you are, to get up, to be strong, to do what it takes, to not take things personally all the time, but to understand that you are a person and you will absorb. But as you absorb, start to understand the greater meaning of the whole and why. And can you touch other people? And if you can touch other people, both metaphysical, physical, heartfelt, emotional, cognitive-wise, if you can reach them on any plane, this is a spiritual connection, right? And if you gain this type of spiritual connection with a human, right, is that something that makes us beyond human, right? Can we now add to these, it's not extrasensory perception, right, but you know, additional perception, right? Do we have a greater enhanced perception based on our willingness to understand spirituality as a part of our being, right? So what makes you go? You know, what can make you stop? And is there something spiritual that can prevent you from stopping? All right. So again, there's Taoism and Muslim and you know, Islam and Christianity and Buddhism, and there's, you know, many religions out there, right? And each one has a spirituality element, a basis of why it wants you to connect to its dogma, its teachings, or its deity, right? What my position on spirituality is that these things that reach you are inside of you. Learned behaviors are important. And when we learn these things, we should espouse what we believe touches us. And that is our spirituality. If we don't feel that it serves us, then why take it, right? Stop settling. Stop settling for something that you feel you're in a box, or someone has to tell you what to do, or this. I'm not saying dismiss religious teachings. Certainly, if this is your family or your culture or your custom, by all means, accept what you feel is best for you to accept. If that's best for you to accept, accept it. But also understand that your spirituality isn't based on specifically someone else's actions. Your spirituality is based on your own actions, all right? And your own action number 1 is choice, all right? And when you make the choice to embrace what makes you feel good, what motivates you, what gives you energy, what gives you drive, what is it you're passionate about, you start to understand where your spiritual power rides, all right? So this is my take, MadzookJoe's perspective. Can get much deeper, but for today's YouTube opinion, I want to just make sure that you start to open up to the reality that your spiritual power comes from within you, and that your spiritual power is one of the 4 basic pillars that is going to support your self-discovery, your personal development, and your performance enhancement. We hope you enjoyed this information and Madzook Joe's opinion. Please watch the Madzook Joe Perspective more often, and feel free to comment or send me any kind of email or correspondence. Let me know your perspectives too. All right? So the doggy, he's a little spiritual, huh? All right? So thanks for tuning in. Have a great day. We appreciate all of you. I'm Madzook Joe signing out.